How many of you have too much to do and too little time to do it? And raise your hands. How many of you have some piles on your desk, some clutter, some paper in your area? Raise your hands. It's okay. We won't tell. Okay. How many of you have way too many interruptions in the course of your workday? You can't even get to what you're trying to do. You've got what? Email going on. What else? Telephone ringing in. Meetings all day long. Walk-ins. Do you have people just drop in, come in and chat with you throughout the day? So we'll talk about all of that. Do we have any procrastinators in the room? Raise your hands if you're a procrastinator. If I wait longer, will more of you raise your hands? You want to know at the very least what your best time of day is. So if I'm asking you right now to pinpoint a 2-hour time frame that you think you are the most focused, alert, awake in the day, what would it be? Raise your hands and tell me. I just want to get a few ideas. Karen? 9 to 11.
3 to 5.
3 to 5. 9 to 11. 8 to 10. 8 to 10.
6 to 9.
6 to 9. 3 whole hours. What's yours?
9 to 11.
9 to 11. No way. 9 to 11.
6 to 9.
6 to 9 a.m.? Never? No. All day? So the main thing is to know when is your best time of day and make sure you are not wasting it on the little stuff. Because I just said 9 to 11, and yet what do most people do? They come into the office. Some of us come into the office and do this, okay? Some of us come into the office and go, whoa, look at all this stuff. Let me just get some of this easy stuff out of the way. We do the stuff we can do fast. Let me move these. Let me respond to this. Let me send this fax. Let me check every email and get back to them, important or not. Let me check every voicemail and get back to them, important or not. Let me catch up with people. So some of us are coming in, working the easy stuff because it feels good. I got 20 things done. Let me get all this out of the way so that this afternoon I can focus. And then what happens in the afternoon? Priority changes, crises hit, emergency meetings, people think of things they forgot. Most importantly, 1 to 3 o'clock time frame, most chronobiologists can tell you, boom, energy slump. Somewhere between 1 and 3, most of us crash for about 30 minutes. The thing is that we don't often recognize that enough, and sometimes we power on through, we power through lunch, we say, I don't have time for a break, I don't have time. And what some people actually say is that we spend the 3 to 5 o'clock time frame fixing things we've messed up between 1 and 3 o'clock because we didn't stop and give ourselves at least 5 or 10 minutes. And it doesn't matter what you do as long as you're not sitting at your desk. What gets me is people that sit at their desk, they come to the seminar and they go, well, I try to take lunch, but people come and want to give me work during lunch. Like, what are you doing at your desk? I have a sign up that I'm at lunch. So of course you could be more assertive with people. You could lock the door, you could keep them out, or you know what, just go somewhere. And if you don't have time to go somewhere far, then just go into a stairwell or go into someone else's cubicle where your people won't find you, or go to your car, go to the gazebo. 10 minutes in a different environment. 10 minutes anywhere but your desk. That's enough to have a bit of a psychological break right there, and of course a physiological break. You think it, you ink it. You think it, you ink it. Kind of like with the goal setting. The minute you think it, it goes straight to paper. Why? Because when it's on paper, it's off the brain. Most of us waste a whole lot of brain energy every day going, I hope I remember this, I gotta remember that, I can't forget this. Once you have it written down, it's a bit of a relief. And you know what? I truly believe that there are people that can remember everything. The question, though, is not whether you remember it, it's when you remember it. Right? You remember one day after it was due. You remember 30 minutes before you need this 3 hours of work completed. You remember 2 minutes before the meeting that's clear across town. The master list is supposed to be the one place that we record everything that we have to remember to do. Not 5 different places, not 30 little bitty places, not a new place every day. Just one. Now, here's what some people do. They put their list in 5 or 6 different places, maybe 3 or 4. Because if it's this type of activity, we're going to put it on the wall calendar. But it's this kind of activity, we're going to put it in Outlook. And if it's this kind of a thing, we tend to write just a note about it. And if it's this kind of thing, we put it in our Palm Pilots. And then some things go in the notebook, and some things go in the planner. So how many of you have some combination going on of wall, Outlook, planner, Palm, Post-its? Right, somebody says to you, what's your name? Somebody says, Sharon, we need to get together and meet about this. When can we meet? Give me an hour. Yeah. And then what do? We got to check the wall. We got to check the Outlook. Are there any Post-its, anything here, anything I wrote on a piece of paper? Is there anything in the... Who can keep that straight? So how many of you here have a ton of Post-its in your workplace? Raise your hands. It's okay. You're not alone. Half of you are doing the Post-it thing. All right, so that means every reminder gets a Post-it. So for some people, that's their system, is the flower around the computer screen. And even people who are not otherwise artistic have the flowers. Stop it. My favorite example of this, though, was one day that I was teaching this. It was in Raleigh, and it was about 4 months ago. I had maybe 70 people in the class. And I was talking about Post-its, and I said they're not very portable. And this guy reached into, I'm not kidding you, both of his pockets. Both pockets, pulled out 2 wads of Post-its and said, personal, work. So everything that comes your way, whether it's electronically or whether it comes your way in a physical inbox, everything that comes your way is either something you need to or something you could or something you could So what do you think these are? Did I already write them down? Has that been up there the whole time? Change, slide. You're going, I don't know why she's uh-ohing. It's all right on the stupid slide.
That's all right.
Okay, so you're not trying to find a reason, just simple question, will we need this again? And for those of you that are real pack rats in here, do we have any real pack rats in the room? You're going to need an extra word behind that question, and that word is seriously. So add the word seriously. Keeping your eyes closed. Please, eyes closed, just continue. You're all fine. Please fold your paper in half that second time. And the prevention happens with all the tools and the techniques that you learned today. Do the time log. Learn to say no. Learn to schedule that day. Work in blocks of time so you're not jumping back and forth and back and forth. Manage the email. Be more specific and pointed on those phone calls. So everything we talked about today will buy you less stress. I will leave you with that because I don't want to keep you late in a time management seminar.